Good. All right. Good evening, everyone. Hope everybody enjoyed the spring game. Coming out of it, really excited about some of the things we were able to see tonight. I thought it was great competition. Defense really came out. Started fast. You had created some explosive plays. I love seeing the guys fly around. I think you see the confidence that's being built just in what guys are being asked to do. The way that they're responding in different situations. We're able to create, like I said, some of the explosives. Getting to the quarterback. It's one of those things offensively. That. We had a couple guys that were down up front, and opportunity for guys to really step up and get some great repetition and opportunity to showcase where they are. And with Jordan, it's kind of frustrating at times for him with being on a quick whistle. But those are things that I think all in all are going to help us in a lot of different ways from the steps we've been able to take throughout the course of this spring, and seeing the response from the offense and having been able to create some of the explosive plays there in the second quarter. It's what you want in a spring game. Good things from both sides of the ball. I like getting a chance to see a lot of our newcomers have that first experience in front of our fans. It was a great turnout today. Really appreciate our entire fan base, everybody that showed up and made this a wonderful spring game. And I thought we got done the things that we needed to get done. Some guys, like I said, that were limited in their time, but I thought there was some great production in what we needed to see and what we needed to accomplish. And really grateful for all of our past players that were here. I mean, it was a great group. Seeing those guys, come back, the relationships, the fellowship, having an opportunity to visit with our current players. It's what makes Florida State so special. And just the relationships and who and what we represent is, it really is a unbelievable fraternity that these guys get to be a part of, and to see them, embrace each other. Guys from the past, really pouring into the guys here and that are in the present. I mean, it's a special group, and so I'm grateful for all of them. I thought the main event was fun. Seeing EJ and Bryant come out victorious. Danny and Peter definitely. It was wonderful to have all those guys here, and just their involvement and being able to support Florida State and this football team. So it was a really good night. For the most part, I think we stayed healthy for the most part. Which was something that was really important. And we'll be able to go Monday and make the corrections from tonight, and then finish it up there on Tuesday with our last practice of spring.
First question from Hi, Mike. You opened up by talking about the defensive line and the starters, the backups. I guess how good has that unit been this spring, and are you as comfortable with the depth today as you were entering the spring?
I probably feel better about the depth and some of the emergence of guys that we expected to come along, but just seeing that. Whether it's ones, twos, threes, I mean, so, some of the newcomers, whether it's Daniel Bishop, I mean, Byron Turner, his guys flashing, Patrick Payton, those guys that are still very early in their careers, seeing them take those accelerated positive steps, and we know what we have in that first group, and you see guys like Derek McClendon it's really grown throughout this spring. Dennis Briggs. He's been, as he's been coming back from last year, we tried to intentionally limit him in times, but, just what he brings. And then, newcomer like Jared Verse, I mean, is very, very explosive. And I think he showed that once again tonight. He's been very consistent throughout this spring. But when you add that to the room and the guys that are here and continue to develop, I mean, it brings a lot of excitement to what we should be able to expect from that defensive front.
Mike, what was your assessment of the passing game offensively today?
It was hit and miss. I mean, there were some missed opportunities. There were some drop balls. I mean, there were some times that we were under pressure. So that's one of the things as you're working through. I think all in all, it's been a great spring for us in our development there. Tonight, it was it probably wasn't the or it wasn't the best night of what we've done throughout this spring, but a lot of factors that go into it. And so I know we're going to continue to work there, and really excited about the group and what we're going to be able to do in the passing game.
Next will be Irish Sheffield from Warchant.
Yeah, Coach, did you think some of the drop passes might have been some of these first guys' first chances to play inside Doak Campbell Stadium?
You know, it's you never know what the reason or the factor is, but you know, it is an opportunity to learn and you know, for guys to have to respond, and whether it's a focus issue of trying to do you know, too much, maybe your eyes getting upfield before you have the ball secured, or whatever that the reason is. It's just something that you know, we have to improve at, and you know, it's like I said, there's a lot of different factors that can always, you know, play into you know, any part of somebody's performance, but you know, it's good to be able to see that you're here this evening and improve and get it corrected, because you know, as we've went through the spring, I'm really excited about the guys that we have. I'm excited about, you know, what they've been able to do, but it's one of the reasons we set up the spring game the way we do, and we want it to be competitive. We want to put pressure on guys. We want to try to create you know, as much as we can to a game-like situation, and then you know, they get to grow from it. So you know, I thought it was a good night for us to kind of get that preview.
This will be Ben Myerson from Tomahawk Nation.
Hey, Coach. It seemed like the running back room was particularly explosive today. You had a few guys who had 20-plus yard runs. What do you make of that room overall, where they're at? And then more specifically, a guy like Trey Benson, you know, what he did today, coming back from the injury he came back from. What's that like for you to watch as a coach?
No, I mean, I'm excited for Trey, and you know, we've talked about it since you know, since he got here in January. Just, you know, what I believe he's going to bring to the room, and you know, he's still growing. At the end of the day, coming off the injury, you know, building that confidence. I mean, it's been a process for him, you know, even throughout spring ball. But I think you got a preview of the explosiveness that he had, and that he has, and you know, and then you take those other guys. I think Lawrence Tuffili's had an incredible spring. Trey Ward, you know, has been, you know, very, very consistent for us, and you know, we know what he brings to the table. You know, DJ Williams is a guy I'm really proud of. I think he's making, you know, very positive strides in that room, and what he's, you know, you're showing that consistency, and you know, and then you look at the two young guys, you know, C.J. Campbell and Rodney Hill. I think you know, it's a really impressive group of young men, but you're excited about, you know, their versatility, not only with what they do, you know, they're running the ball in the backfield, but also the potential that they're going to bring as pass catchers, and the way that we can utilize, you know, all of their skill sets. We've tried to really force those guys in the backfield. You know, we haven't done as much, you know, of the two-back stuff that we've normally done, but you know, we know that's going to be a part of you know, who we are, and as we continue to develop the roles in that room, excited about that group.
Next will be Matt Marshall from the Orlando Sentinel.
Mike, Jared Verse obviously had a good start to the game, but what do you want to see from him from this summer as you guys get ready for fall camp? What would you like to see this growth go through?
Yeah, the fundamentals technique. I mean, that's you know, you see the flash plays, you see the explosiveness, but you know, the thing that people have to remember is, you know, how new and young Jared is, and I mean, that's where you know, he is a continued work in progress to what his potential is. But when you see the effort, you see the physicality, the ability that he brings. I mean, it's exciting. And now it's, you know, he's got to hone in on the fundamentals. He's got to hone in on his technique and the consistency of that. But really think that he's going to be a guy that can make a great impact for us, and you know, as he, I mean, it's something that he wants to do. I mean, every day, you know, he brings his best, whether it's in the meeting room, you know, in walkthroughs, whatever we're asking them to do, and so now it's just the repetition to get to the best of his ability in applying those fundamentals and his technique.
Next will be Allison Posey from WTXL.
Hey, Coach, non-football question here, but just Gene Degerhoff obviously calling his last game today. No, you don't really get to hear him on the radio often because you're coaching, but just the impact and the legacy that he leaves at Florida State.
I mean, he is just truly special. I mean, I got to see Gene, there before the game, and as he was being honored, and just to be able to hug his neck and say thank you. Thank you for what he's meant to this program, to all the great calls. When I was growing up, I got to be a part of hearing, a lot of those great calls, and I mean, it's, he is a legend, and he will. He's going to be missed from calling games, but he's always going to be remembered, and it just I'm grateful for the relationship I have with him. And he told me as he's coming off, he goes, I'm not going to be a stranger, just not going to be working as much. So we know Gene's going to be here, and you'll be a part of all the things that we're doing here moving forward. But just such a special man, and grateful for the opportunity of the relationship that we've been able to build.
Transfers obviously were last year something important, and a lot of guys played big roles, and it was obviously a focus of the coaching staff. This obviously get so many guys in early. How validated have you been by? Seems like another pretty high hit rate among those transfer guys you brought in.
Yeah, I think the transfers and the high school guys that have come in. I mean, that's the key to recruiting, and how guys are going to be able to come in and be able to make a positive impact. I mean, you look last year. I think we had 8 all-conference players. That and. A high majority of them were, I think it was 6 or 7 of them were transfers that had come in, and being able to have that. The evaluation part of it, making sure we find the right fit, and the guys that we're bringing in here that in high school ranks that are going to be able to make an immediate impact. I mean, look, Azari Thomas, Sam McCall. I mean, those guys really did some good things. I mean, out there today, I know I mentioned a couple of the freshmen. Omar Graham's a guy I'm really excited about. What he's showing and what he's bringing. And offensively, we had a lot of young offensive linemen that were out there that still should be in high school. But seeing them get that work and being able to work through that is it's impressive. And you want to make sure that as we're building this team that's what's being created. And that's what I've loved about all the guys that have come in as transfers is it's not just about them. I mean, it's about being a part of this program, being a Florida State Seminole, and being the best teammate, and helping young guys, helping old guys, just doing your part to help this team take that next step. And I think we've done a great job in the evaluation part of it, and now it's the continued growth and development.
We'll go back to Brendan.
I guess keeping on the theme with transfers, Michael Pittman was productive today, and looks like he got a little bit banged up, returns back in the game. It just looked really physical. I guess, what have you seen from him this spring, and especially today, Mike, in terms of just physicality, production, all those good things? Yeah, I mean that's what he's shown consistently, and he's a tough football player. He's going to do all the things that you want to see a guy do. He's going to play hard. He's going to whether he has the ball in his hand or not, he's going to try to bring that physical presence. What I love about him is whenever you see the ball in his hand, he's always going forward. I mean, rarely do you ever see him going backwards. He's made some great catches throughout this spring. I thought today, he was able to bring that production, to the offense, and he's going to continue to grow. And we've thrown a lot at him here early, and with Winston not being available this spring, he's kind of been able to serve a couple different roles, and as we continue to grow, we got high expectations for him, and really all those guys in that receiver room as they continue to develop. But I think he's definitely doing a very nice job.
We'll go back to Ira.
I know you still have one more practice, but do you feel like you've accomplished close to what you guys hoped to accomplish during the spring overall?
I do, and I mean I've been really pleased with the intensity of how our guys have competed, and we had one day that for most years would have been probably a solid work day, and it was as we challenge guys, as we push guys, the thing I love is the response, and that's what I expect from a team. Is whether everything's going really well or whether things if you get knocked down, it's how you respond, and are you continuing to push to be the best version of you in all aspects, and are you willing to give all to compete to get better, and that is the ultimate objective, that we improve every single day. We know there's going to be close games. We know there's there's going to be tough moments, and we're going to have to rise up, and we're going to have to be able to believe in each other. And when you see players coaching players throughout the course of the spring, and just the ownership of the work, that is something I'm really pleased with. And you guys get to see the 14 practices up to this point, but what I love is the days off, and when guys are just in the meeting room, when guys are just in the weight room. I mean, the mindset of what they're bringing, because they know what it takes, and they know the development that we have to have, and that's on the field. It's as a team. It's continuing to grow together, and I'm really excited about what's being built.
Anything else for Coach?
Wow.
All right. Well, thanks,
All right. Thank you, guys.